Copernico and Anastasia were working in Coppel arranging boxes and making credits like they always did. An evening like any other, a tall man with a relatively normal hairstyle and a shining jacket appeared at Coppel looking for a job. Copernico attended to him normally, knowing that after telling him they would call him, they actually wouldn't until 6 months had passed. He followed with the hiring routine until he noticed strange patterns on this man. He noticed that the man had a knob button right on the back and a small text that said "Made in China" under his head, but he didn't think too much about it and gave him the exact response. That day, the man went home with a hopeful smile on his face because that had been the 67th interview trying to get a job, and in all of them, he hadn't succeeded, all because no one wanted to hire him for his previous job as a metallic, skin-covered, cybernetics hitman who used brutal and ruthless methods to commit his principal mission, the eradication of the human race, and to entertain them with that iconic performance. However, this did not represent him anymore because the company didn't cover his medical insurance, and all that thing about eradicating humans wasn't cool anymore. Today's the thing were A24 movies with Jacob Elordi and rotoscoping animations.
This man had regained some faith in the way he perceived everyone else, after being left aside by everyone to the point of being ignored and excluded from society. No matter what he did, his past was still coming after him. And even though he had gone to support groups to put a stop to all the addictions that came with being a movie star and hiding a good team to clean his image, no one wanted him around. But he was still conventionally handsome, so he used his best clothes to present himself at Coppel the next day.
Copernico and Anastasia were on their break time while Facebook about Thin Maeve needed a replacement to Don Lupe, the 67-year-old man, which 40 of these were dedicated to working honorably in the company. It's even said that he was there helping to build the place, but even with all of this, he wasn't as efficient as before because of his arthritis. He wasn't able to tend to for some unknown reason. The chat went on until the man who had come looking for a job a day before came in. Anastasia looked at Copernico with confusion, given that there was any vacancy unless Don Lupe quit his job. Copernico coldly said to his terminator to not come back until he received a call from them.
And so he did. 5 months and a half passed, and his hope ran out. Tired of being ignored by everyone and of being despised anywhere he went, he left behind his human appearance, ending up as a metallic skeleton. Cybernetic human who used brutal and ruthless methods to commit his principal mission, the eradication of the human race. It seemed like it wasn't a coincidence for him to be so good at that role. So he decided to end with all of this once for all, and he decided to attack the 67 establishment who reject him, and then to finally eradicate the human race. So that's how he started a massacre in all the city. He was feared by everyone now.
By local media, and while Terminator attacked the 66 establishment on live TV, Copernico and Anastasia were trying hard to make Don Lupe quit his job, but it was almost impossible. It seemed like the old man wanted to say something that anyone was able to understand, while he signaled to the TV desperately. When the ghost turned to see, it suddenly turned off along with all the lights. The atmosphere was tense and fear coursed through the body of the 3 employees who were in the break room. It wasn't until Anastasia heard some steps when they finally decided to act. Copernico told Don Lupe to go and check, and when the man looked through the door, he was able to see the silhouette of the metallic skeleton, skin-covered cybernetic hitman who used brutal and ruthless methods to commit his principal mission, the eradication of the human race, who had looked in TV all week. Scared, he just made a scene to keep silence, and when everything calmed down, Don Lupe looked through the door again, and he was brutally crushed by the door. Now both guys were exposed, and very clever of them, their plan or getting rid of Don Lupe was complete.
Vacant free, Anastasia offered the job to Terminator, who, confused and full of hate, pointed his gun at her. And just as he was about to shoot, Copernico attacked him from behind, pressing the off button, and just in that moment, all the local media and reporters came to the scene. Both guys had been seen as heroes to everyone, stopping the metallic skeleton skin-covered cybernetic hitman who used brutal and ruthless methods to commit to his principal mission, the eradication of the human race. After that event, both Copernico and Anastasia became famous and created a movie based on their experience. A movie about metallic skin-covered cybernetic hitmen who used brutal and ruthless methods to commit to his principal mission, the eradication of the human race.